Hello everyone, my name is Pritam Paul and welcome to my YouTube channel again. So here in this video we will be talking about the IELTS exam and to discuss about IELTS exam and how to prepare for IELTS. So we have a guest and I guess you have seen his video, his first video, and if you didn't watch that video, press the I button and go to that video, and after that please do watch this, okay? So welcome Himadrida again.
Thank you, Pritam. How are you?
Yeah, I am fine. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm good too. Thanks.
Today in this video, we will be exploring his IELTS preparation journey. How did he prepare? And by the way, let me tell you that he has prepared IELTS for IELTS exam without paying a single penny, without paying a single money. He has prepared, and we will try to explore that one. That how to prepare from home without going into any coaching center. Okay. So Himadida, please tell us about your preparation journey.
Well, so first thing is if you are applying in any universities overseas, then and also if you are I mean, citizen of any non-English speaking country, for example, India or any other Asian countries, then IELTS or TOEFL is the main. I mean, it proves that your English speaking proficiency is that much good enough to pursue a curriculum overseas in English. So it
Yeah.
is required only for English curriculum, English courses basically. So in Europe, basically they mostly focus on IELTS rather than TOEFL. But yes, TOEFL is also acceptable in Europe. And if you're applying in USA, then TOEFL they basically prefer more than IELTS. So both are English speaking exams. Both has four different sections, and also like in IELTS there are two types of different types of IELTS which you can book. One is British Council, other one is IDP. So anyone you can book after the preparation. Yeah.
Okay. So in IELTS exam, we all know that there are four different sections. So let's go to one by one. So first of all, let's talk about listening. So for listening, means how to prepare. How did you prepare, and what are the processes? What are the things?
Well, so if you talk about any of the sections among these four, so what I did is firstly I mean followed one basic website whose name is IELTS Liz.
Yeah, the link will be in the description, guys.
There the basic, very basic formulations they've given what is IELTS and what are different four sections in IELTS and how the question basically asks, where the flaws will be given just to trap you, so that easily you can fall into the trap. So you have to find out the traps first, that
Okay.
how the questions, different type of questions will come, and different rules basically to get a very good score. Basically most of the good universities they ask a IELTS band of 6.5 on an average. Some universities they ask for less than that also, but on an average it is 6.5 they ask. And it is a exam out of 9, I think. Yes, 9.
Yeah.
So if you get a band of something between 6.5 to 8.5 overall, you will get individual bands for individual this thing individual sections, but you will get an overall band also. So overall band basically it should be not less than 6.5 for good universities, most of the good universities,
Yeah.
and highest is still 9. So whatever in between you have to get. So if I talk about listening test, then again I started with IELTS Liz first to get the very basic exercises from there. And after that I have downloaded freely available question sets. Last I think 10 or 15 years question sets I have downloaded from internet,
Okay.
and it's freely available. So after that I used to do it, I mean solve it by my own. So listening is I mean you will get a 40 questions I believe. I forgot exactly, but I think 99% sure that it's 40 questions you will get. And the minimum time is I think 1 hour, I think.
Yeah.
So what how I prepared is I used to use a stopwatch every time. For every section I try is I use a stopwatch, sit in a single room, just listen to the what it is called. these audios and tick it, like get the answers of mine. And after that I just used to see how many I have done correct. For example, out of 40 initially, more than 25 was not possible for me to get correct. And till I did like 10 years or 15 years of question papers, it was around more than 35 I used to correct. So this is the best thing. I mean, if you are doing it by your own, then do it in a professional way, how you will be doing in a coaching center or something. So if you
Okay.
follow a professional rule, then no, this thing is required.
No coaching
What it is
center is
called,
required for the
coaching centers
preparation.
is required. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about the reading section. Okay, what are the things that will be coming and how to attend?
Mhm.
Means how did you prepare yourself? What are the tricks and all?
So in reading section, that particular section I felt it's a bit tough. Why it is tough? Because it you will not get a very simple comprehension. You have to read the abstract, and you will have to get a knowledge that what is inside the passage.
Okay.
It's not like line by line. You will not get time to read line by line, because I think it is four or five comprehension you will get with a lot of questions.
Okay.
So you have to get practice yourself. You have to strain your mind that by reading the abstract only, you will get an idea that what's inside the comprehension, and accordingly you have to tick the right answer. So again, using this 10 or 15 years of question sets, and in each year question set you will get four different comprehensions. So it's like you will get a bunch of comprehension, or what it is called, reading test in your 10 or 15 years of question papers. So if you do it in a professional way, again using a timer, then it's, I believe it's enough. But yes, before jumping into the question sets, I advise everyone to follow this IELTS Liz website, because there you will get very uh, good amount is easy type of passages to train yourself how the question basically comes.
Okay.
So yeah, but again, lot of websites are available, lot of data are available in internet. So I personally believe it's not required to go to these coaching
Every
centers.
website. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That means that basically the thing is students have to follow only one or two websites or maximum three websites properly to prepare, and they have to solve previous year question papers one by one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, there can be
Okay.
different views, but that's what I did.
Okay. So now let's talk about the writing section. As I know, there are two writing tasks, and means,
Hmm.
what kind of topic they ask and how to answer. And another thing is, I would like to ask, would like to know that means how to write the means, passage or the topics precisely or efficiently. Means what kind of English they will prefer. Okay, what kind of English they want. Means they would say that yeah, this is good. Okay, means the marking. Okay, the writing in the writing section, how they will give the marking. And another thing is there any word limit that between these words you have to write and all? So please tell us
Yeah.
about that.
So when I have written the exam, then there was a word limit. I don't know what's the scenario right now, but yes, I mean, probably.
The scenario might be probably it would be same. It has not been changed as
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
said.
it would be same. But
Yeah.
yes, what I recommend is, whatever topic they'll give you, you have to remember that whatever you are writing, for example, any word, for example, you are getting a scenario that anything is clumsy, for example, anything is clumsy, and the same word you don't use every time. For example, another time you have to write, the situation is tangled. The situation is, first you have written clumsy, second you have written the situation was tangled, or some synonyms compared to, I mean, for that particular word, for that particular verb or particular adjective, use different synonyms, so that it shows that you have a very good vocabulary. In that case, like I have written GRE previously, I mean, before IELTS. So
Hmm.
I was having a very good vocabulary that time, so I used different vocabularies in my
Yeah.
writing part, and I got a very good score. So like different tips are available, and you can get it online. It's available. I mean, so yeah, I mean, if you follow that particular website, it's available.
Okay. So, means what do you think? Means, is there any credit of writing means different means not different actually means difficult words which are not very common word. Okay, or it's required or they want that kind of English which will be very simple, easy to understand, but very fluctuation variety would be there. Okay. For example, if I would ask that, for example, I have written a passage with simple English and variety would be there, and another passage which would be containing means mature English, or we can say that, yeah, means uncommon words. Okay, that GRE word list type. Okay, that kind of uncommon words which normal English we do not use. Okay, and the variety would be there. So simple and obviously difficult words. So what would be the preference? Okay, if anyone writes in this way, if anyone writes in that way, so what would be the difference, and how the marking would be? What do you think? Means what they will
So there
prefer?
is Okay, so there is no hard and fast rule that you have to use GRE words only. So be clear that
No, but
GRE is much more.
it's not about GRE word. I have just given an
Yeah,
example that how
yeah, yeah.
much uncommon words. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah, so it depends on you. I mean, how much you can show your vocab skill. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to show that much proficiency or this much proficiency. It's not like that. But the more you can show, it would be good for you. But
Okay.
people generally get confused that before IELTS I have to write GRE just to get my vocab more strong. It's not like that. If
Okay.
you practice for 15 to 20 different topics, if you write yourself professionally, as I said, using a timer or something,
Okay.
and get verified your what it is called, for example, you get a topic, you have written a passage, for example, within 150 words first time, and after that you get checked your adverbs or verbs or adjectives, that what are the adjectives I have written and what are the synonyms with a better synonyms it can be written. So you write again using those adjectives, again
Okay.
you check, again you write. So if you do it for 15 to 20 different passages 2 to 3 times, then you will understand that you are getting a very good idea of very keen exposure of how to write and what to write.
Okay.
You're getting my point, right? And
Yeah.
also there are very online tools available in internet where you can get checked your own passage, that how much you will get if this passage you are writing in your IELTS
Okay.
score, I mean IELTS
Is there
exam.
any tool you know? Means can you share those
No, I
names?
don't remember, but it's freely available. I mean, you can get it checked
Okay.
in
Okay.
internet.
Okay.
I don't remember the names.
Okay, no problem. Okay, now let's, as I have asked that in case of writing session, okay, so this is the means ultimate thing that students have to have a good vocabulary, and as much as they can show their vocabulary, it would be
Yes,
in accordingly the mark will be improved, isn't it?
yes, correct.
Okay, so that means they have to practice, and obviously a good vocabulary is there.
Yes,
Okay,
10 years question paper, if you practice, I think there are, a lot of stuffs to get practice, and it's enough for a good band to get
okay.
a admission in Europe specifically.
Okay. And is there any specific kind of topic is they would ask, or is there any means what kind of topic they would ask on the recent
General knowledge,
topics?
current affairs, general knowledge,
Okay.
current affairs. It's not
Okay.
specifically mentioned anywhere that only from this boundary they'll ask. They can ask anything. But yes, if you practice for that's 12 or 15 years of question papers, then uh, I mean, it will be something linked to these topics only, because
Okay.
there are plenty of topics in 15 years of question papers, as I said.
By the way, for 2021 fall session, if anyone applies, then there would be lots of current topics due to COVID-19 and all. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
okay.
Good point.
Okay, now let's talk about the speaking section. It's really very
Mm,
interesting. So,
yeah.
what happens there, and how to overcome those kind of situations, and how to represent yourself means inside that exam hall in front of the invigilator. Please tell us about that.
Well, so in speaking test, right? I mean, you will get a different date for the exam. First of all, for other
Okay.
three sections, there will be 1 day exam, and for speaking, it will be either before that day or after that day. So it's a different exam,
Okay.
and it's I think 15 minutes of time they'll provide you. You have to go, and they'll give you 4 to 5 cheats, different cheats. You have to select one,
Okay.
and depending on whatever topic they've given, you have to talk for 15 minutes or something.
Okay.
And they'll also, for example, the topic is anything, for example Sachin Tendulkar, so
Yeah.
they'll ask you, um, if it is cricket, then if you like Sachin or not. You
Okay.
can say you like or you don't like. They'll just see your proficiency. So
Okay.
they'll ask you, for example, why Sachin, why do you like, why do you don't like. Then Sachin is not playing now, then whom do you prefer in place of Sachin, why?
And isn't it? It is not about your knowledge about Sachin, but
Yes,
it is
yeah,
about
yeah,
your proficiency.
exactly,
How huh, how would you
how
represent
you
your
present
India?
yourself.
Yeah.
But one thing that I did a mistake in my time is, I was not following a proper eye to eye contact, you know.
Okay.
So that if you are not having a proper eye to eye contact, that means you're what it is called, um, like you're somewhere afraid of talking, or your uh, confidence is not up to that level to sit for exam. Then
Okay.
like I got a very bad mark, and
Okay.
if I remember, then my score was 5.5 or 6, which decreased my overall score, because in reading I got 8.5 that time. Out of 40 I got 37 corrected that time.
Okay.
And overall I got a 7 band, only due to this speaking test, you know. So I don't recommend not to have a proper eye to eye contact when you are, I mean, people are sitting for exam.
Okay.
Yeah, but whatever you say, and yeah, most important thing is the person, the invigilator who will sit in front of you, he or she will be very much, qualified. And don't get confused with his appearance, because the same thing happened for me also. That invigilator, he came with a kurta and keeping a bag in that side, so I was a bit confused, I mean, whether I'll be able to speak or not.
Okay.
So
Let me ask one thing. Means he would be an Indian for if I
Indian,
for example if I
Indian,
book. Okay. Okay.
Indian, yes.
Okay. So, okay, all the sections we have covered. Okay, now, okay, then. Now the question is how to book, means, book the exams and for exams. And there are two ways, which we all know, that means British Council and IDP. So, what are the differences between them, and which one people should book for IELTS exam?
Okay, so it was a question, I mean, when I was preparing for the exam, then also, that which one I should book. So answer is, anyone you can book. There are two different organization who conduct IELTS exam. One is IDP, which is basically from, I think, from Australia, some board or something, some organization from Australia, they book, I mean, they conduct. And another one is British Council. I did for British Council. If you search in internet, you will get different views that book either IDP or either British Council. But if you ask me, I would say anyone you can book. Basically the question formats or everything will be same. It's not anything like if you book this thing your grade will be more. It's not like that. They're two individual, board, or you can say some organization. Anyone you can book.
Okay. So, which
Yeah,
one you have did means British Council?
I have done, I mean, I have written from British Council.
Okay. And what are the means amount for the exam and how to pay?
uh, that time it was 11,800 in Indian rupees, 11,800. And if you want to book, then it's very easy. I mean, online it's available. Just
Okay.
write in Google IELTS exam booking. Then you have to choose a location, you have to choose the date, you have to pay. And one thing is, I would prefer everyone who want to write IELTS, that book your exam prior 1 month of writing the exam. Because what I did is, I have booked it just 7 or 8 days before my exam. And after you book the exam, after you pay the whole amount, the organization will send you one set of question papers, uh, probably the question papers, I mean, the 10 or 15 years, as I said, you will get it online. Probably those three printed, I mean, those question sets printed version they'll send you, probably, I don't know.
Okay.
But I missed that, because only 7 days back I think I have booked the exam. So while it came to my room, via this courier, my exam date was very near, so I lost that. So I won't prefer booking 7 or 8 days before. Book it as before as you can.
Okay. Now, the question is, what are the last few days, last 10 days or 5 days tips you want to give to the students according to
Well,
your
it's not,
experience?
it's not 5 days. I mean, I can say last one day tip. I mean,
Okay, okay,
just just yeah, because if you are working or if you are have any other stuff, then last 3 days preparation is also it matters. So
okay,
last one day, what you can do is just have confidence in you. Just close the books and just remember, try to remember what you have written, what you have studied, like that. It's
okay,
nothing different or nothing difficult.
okay then. So, there, this is the end of the video, guys, and okay, we have discussed all the things, almost most of the things we have discussed about the preparation of IELTS. And in the next video, we will be talking about how to apply universities in Germany. Okay, so Bhaiya will describe all the things and how did he apply and how did he research about all these things and all. So, see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like this video, share with your friends and subscribe the channel for more upcoming videos. Okay, and surely press the bell icon so that when the video would be uploaded, it would be notified through notification. Okay, then see you on the next video.
Thank you.